Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of Universe Mode here on WWE 2k23. We're back here with NXT as they continue their build towards Halloween Havoc, the next PLE for our developmental brand. Extreme Rules will be this weekend though for the main roster. Hope you guys are ready for that one. Excited if you are. Make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. Take a look at the NXT this week. We're going to start off with Elektra Lopez going up against Nikita Lyons, who's actually going to have Zoe Stark in her corner. They form some sort of alliance. Javi Bernal will face off against Axiom. Andre Chase will take on the leader of Gallus, Wolfgang. Joe Gacy found a tag team match again with Wes Lee. This time they're taking on a Pretty Deadly as Gacy tries to get that to work. And our women's champion is in action. Miko Satomura will take on Tiffany Stratton in the main event. Nikita Lyons gets the win over Elektra Lopez. Axiom beats Big Body Javi. And then Wolfgang defeats the leader of Chase U. So now it's time for tag team action. Gacy and Lee versus Pretty Deadly. Well, Joe Gacy in recent times has really taken a liking to this man right here, Wes Lee. And, well, to say Wes Lee has not had a good 2022 would be an understatement. It got off to a nice start as Wes Lee was NXT Tag Team Champion, but unfortunately had to vacate that championship. And ever since then, it's been downhill for Wes Lee. Turned his back on the fans, revealed that he was the one that attacked the Creed brothers and cost them their tag team title opportunity, and then tried to find another tag team partner that didn't work out. And, well, tonight he's going to be against a man that he doesn't want to be his tag team partner, but is doing all he can anyway. That is this man right here, Joe Gacy. Very ominous individual. Nobody really knows what goes through this man's head, but Joe Gacy, we just know, is taking a liking to Wes Lee. He says that Wes Lee, he knows that he has not had the best 2022. If he wants to turn around his year, he's got to follow Joe Gacy. He believes that he can turn around Wes Lee's career. Wes Lee seems to think otherwise, but nonetheless, Joe Gacy has gotten him and Lee into tag team matches. We saw them last week on NXT. They were unsuccessful against Gallus. And now this week have a chance to go up against Pretty Deadly, another pretty solid tag team in NXT, but Joe Gacy still gets these opportunities as they're taking on a team that is new to the stateside. I don't think we've really seen much of these guys. It is Pretty Deadly, former residents of NXT UK, and there they are with all of their glory, as there is some sarcasm to be said there. Kit Wilson and Elton Prince, they are known as Pretty Deadly. Former NXT UK Tag Team Champions in their own right, so don't let their gags and demeanor fool you, because these are two very talented individuals as a tag team, so this will not be easy for Gacy and Wes Lee. That is Kit Wilson in the back, Elton Prince in the front, as they're looking to make the mark here on U.S. soil. The tag team champions once again, potentially. It's a good opportunity for them to take on the team of Gacy and Wes Lee. There is the fingers, and there is everything you need to know about this team. Not much of a positive reaction so far from the NXT faithful, but we'll see if they can turn around with their action, because it's time for our first feature match of the night. Wes Lee will start off for his team, and it'll be Kit Wilson who starts off for his. And we're ready for our opening feature matchup as Wes Lee gets a hold of Kit Wilson, drags him up against the the ropes, here, trying to tie him up there. As Wes Lee, very much a tag team specialist. Yes, this team with him and Gacy is new. Yes, they're not always on the same page, but Wes Lee is a former NXT Tag Team Champion on multiple occasions, so you cannot count out his tag team prowess. Yes, Pretty Deadly is former NXT UK Tag Team Champions as a team, but Wes Lee could have the intangibles to help him and Joe Gacy. So there's a shot from behind. I'm sure Joe Gacy would be very proud of that, as Gacy is trying, in his words, to turn around the career of Wes Lee. This has been a bad 2022, and Joe Gacy says, hey, if you want to turn around your career, all you got to do is just buy in. And you just got to team with me and just follow my message, and you will turn around your career. And, well, Wes Lee has not always agreed with that. He says that yes, he's not had the best 2022. He realizes that he's done some wrong. It's been some self-inflicted issues of his own. He's ready to do it on his own. He's ready to find his inner self and get back to who he believes he can be. And he believes that maybe Joe Gacy is not, he doesn't factor into that equation. As now Wesley goes for the first cover, but Elton Prince is there quickly to break up the pin. And because of that, he gets sent into the turnbuckle. Nice flying forearm shot there by Wesley. And a couple of more strikes here to Wilson. Double underhook into a nice butterfly suplex. Beautiful combination there by Wesley. That's what I'm talking about. There's that tag team prowess that he does have in his arsenal. As Joe Gacy now will tag back into this contest. Wilson down on the outside as Prince gets thrown away across the ring. As all chaos starting to unfold in this one. Wilson make it back into the ring. He is the legal competitor, by the way. Elton Prince is not legal in this one. There's a nice DDT by Wilson, as could be enough, but Prince actually had the ref distracted just momentarily and gets two, and that might have costed Gacy and Lee the win. Elton Prince was trying to get out of the ring, distracting the official, and, well, Joe Gacy wasn't able to get the 3 count because of it. So, inadvertently, pretty deadly with a nice tag team move, as there's a nice float-over reversal DDT, as now Elton Prince paying dividends already in this contest. Goes for a pinfall now on Joe Gacy, who was only able to get a count of 2. That's why Pretty Deadly, our former NXT UK Tag Team Champions, trying to make their mark here in the U.S. Is the tag team division pretty loaded here in NXT. You do know Halloween Havoc, the next PLE for the NXT brand. You will see the tag champs Gallus defend in a rematch from Clash of Champions against Imperium. But other than that, we got a lot of solid tag teams. Pretty Deadly. You know, Joe Gacy and Wesley, they're new here, but they're trying to make a dent if they stay as a team. You got the Creed brothers who always been hanging around. They're still trying to find that elusive tag team championship. You have teams like the Robert Stone brand, Zion Quinn and Von Wagner have been running through some teams here in recent weeks. You never count out teams like that. As Gacy sends him into the corner. So a very solid tag division here in NXT. A couple of knees to the midsection is beautiful. Key Wilson gets dropped to a knee. And oh my gosh, that one actually looked like a hit low. Not sure if that connected with the rib cage or if that went a little bit downstairs. Ref not going to call it. So this match will continue, but it's allowed Kit Wilson to get the upper hand. And then a nice DDT. Oh my gosh, spikes Joe Gacy right on the top of his head. Because now Gacy desperately needs to make a tag. This is where your chemistry might come into play, as there's a nice DDT. Face a little bit of adversity. How do you counteract it? Joe Gacy needs to make it across the ring. He needs to make a tag to Wesley. And it's a nice slide headlock takedown there by Kit Wilson as Gacy is down. And allows Prince to make the tag to Elton Prince, who's starting to talk a little bit of trash here. Gacy finally starting to move just a little bit. So hold him. Oh, nice knee to the midsection. A nice forearm shot across the back. Another quick tag here by Wilson. And Gacy is actually going to make his way across the ring. And he does make the tag. So Wesley checks back into this contest. This could be a big opportunity, but he misses the Hurricane Rana takedown. Not good for Wesley. Is Kit Wilson going to get him back to his feet? And he's going to apply a little bit of an abdominal stretch here. Wesley could be in a lot of trouble. Nowhere to go in this abdominal stretch. Wesley trying to fight it. You can see trying to get out of the submission he needs. Where's Joe Gacy at? Gacy can come in and help break this up. Wesley's doing all he can, but he needs a little bit of help here if he wants to survive in this matchup. And Wesley, well, he has no choice but to tap out. Oh, and here comes Joe Gacy. How about that? Convenient timing. Just misses the save. Pretty Deadly gets the victory. I have to wonder if maybe not on the same page again. I do believe Wesley could have made an impact to this contest and Joe Gacy would have broken that up. But nonetheless, it allows for Pretty Deadly to pick up a win. Very good, solid match here. As Pretty Deadly gets a win and starts their trek in the U.S. It's main event time here in NXT. And here comes making her way to the ring first, Tiffany Stratton, who gets a nice showcase matchup here in our main event. The spoiled daughter, you could so say. Carrying the purse, obviously, at her right arm is Tiffany Stratton. Not afraid to show you who she is and her personality. And, well, she likes expensive things. So, Tiffany Stratton. Not one, though, to overlook, though. Very athletic performer, very young, has a lot of potential here in NXT. And I'm very intrigued to see how her career will develop here in the black and gold brand. She's drawn a tough straw here tonight in our main event. And that straw that Tiffany Stratton has drawn, well, it's none other than our NXT Women's Champion. There she is, the final boss. Meiko Satomura is back here in NXT. I haven't seen her in the past few weeks after an attack backstage by Mandy Rose, as those two have a date at Halloween Havoc for the NXT Women's Championship. Satomura, the undisputed Women's Champion, was able to unify it with the UK Women's Championship at Clash of Champions. A little bit of controversy surrounding that match that we'll get on in just a minute, but Satomura will defend her title at Halloween Havoc again against Mandy Rose. And, you know, she would love to get a taste of Toxic Attraction after what they did to her in the parking lot. But she has to have her eyes open here on the main event, though, because it is Tiffany Stratton versus Meiko Satomura. Main event here of NXT, and this one is ready to go as both superstars lock up in the center of the ring. It's Tiffany Stratton going to put Satomura up against the ropes, as Stratton, this is a big opportunity for her. We just talked about the final boss, the NXT Women's Champion, the longest reigning UK Women's Champion before that title was unified. As there's a nice double foot stomp off the top rope by Tiffany Stratton, but Stratton with a beautiful opportunity here to showcase her potential and show why she should be a force here in the women's division. She's had a hold of the final boss here early on in this contest, and a nice power slam. Tiffany Stratton showing off the muscle game here, showing off what she's been working on in the Performance Center. Satomura goes to the outside apron, and Will Stratton's actually not going to allow her to get a little bit of breathing room, but maybe made a little bit of a mistake. Took a little too long to get outside, and that's going to open the door for Meiko Satomura to potentially fight back into this contest. She throws Stratton back inside the ring, just trying to catch a little bit of breather, giving the NXT Universe an opportunity to look at her game. And Stratton will follow back to the outside. That might have actually just gone right into the clutches of what Satomura would love to do. Knee strikes into the rib cage. Takes Stratton off her feet. Meiko Satomura, your new NXT Women's Champion. She won the title at Clash of Champions, but she did pin Mandy Rose. But you cannot deny the fact that Mandy Rose actually did have her hand on that bottom rope. Ref did not see it, and allowed Meiko Satomura to unify the championship. So definitely a lot of controversy. That's why we're having a rematch at the Halloween Havoc PLE. You see it, the leader of Toxic Attraction to regain the gold. And speaking of Toxic Attraction, we are getting breaking news. JC Jane and Gigi Dolan will also at Halloween Havoc get another opportunity at the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships when they take on the champions Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. A rematch, as that is another match that's been added to a stacked Halloween Havoc card that we'll take a look at the end of this one. As there's a nice power slam again by Tiffany Stratton. I hate to take my eyes off of Stratton's in-ring work because it's been very good so far. She's had Satomura on the back foot. She's taking it to the champion of all people, and then blocks the strike game with Satomura. Meiko is very dangerous in that arsenal. As they're now propped up against the rope, sends her across the ring again. Oh, the ref gets bowled over in the crossfire. Not what you want to see there. He just got caught right in the middle of it. And there's a beautiful roundhouse kick by Tiffany Stratton. But Satomura quickly back to her feet. And Tiffany not giving her the opportunity to breathe. Kick to the midsection into a powerbomb attempt. Goes for the cover here on the champ. The champ is down. Ref slow into position. Only gets a 1 count. But you could argue that maybe that could have been 3 if the referee hadn't been knocked out. So, nice display there by Tiffany Stratton, but this is where it's going to get dangerous. Can you stay in the deep water with the champion? Because Meiko Satomura is starting to get back into this contest as she has Stratton just choking her across that top rope. What makes Meiko so dangerous. She is very resilient. She has the gas tank. She knows what it's like to go into deep waters. There's a nice Pele kick that lands right on the button. This is territory that Tiffany Stratton is not very familiar with, and she's on the receiving end of a couple of boots right into the chest. How does she handle adversity? Well, she takes down Meiko Satomura there, and a nice basement drop kick into the back. We see some nice offense here out of Stratton in this contest. Win, lose, or draw, you have to say that her stock is definitely going to go up. Right now she is in the corner. Face first she goes. Nice stomp into the midsection. Another one by Satomura now. Just going to get a little bit of up close and personal. Trying to send a message to Mandy Rose backstage. You know she has to be watching. She cannot wait to get her hands on the former NXT Women's Champion. And Stratton now on the apron. Gets met with a nice enziguri from Satomura. Takes her down to the outside. And once more, this one will spill to the floor. Where Satomura will quickly follow up with a couple of left-hand shots. And look to hold the upper hand in this one. And we saw Nikita Lyons pick a victory earlier in the night. We saw also she seems like she's formed a little bit of alliance with Zoe Stark. We'll have to see if that leads to more tag team opportunities for those two. But just a couple of women. Obviously, you got all the ones that came over from NXT UK. Blair Davenport, Jenny, just to name a few. Or Jade, Roxanne Perez are holding down the women's division on the tag team side of things. Alba Fire as well. Wendy Chu. A lot of talented individuals in this NXT women's division. This is a great time to be an NXT fan as the roster is about as deep as it's ever been. As ref up to a count of 8, Satomura will make her way back in the ring, followed by Stratton. And, well, Satomura is, again, just going to cut off Stratton whenever she tries to get an offense. That's what it's like to be a veteran. One step away, or one step ahead, excuse me, of the younger Stratton. And now we're going to go for a cover here as Satomura gets 2, and, kick out by Tiffany. Keep this matchup alive. Satomura gets her back to her feet. Going to try to get a hold, but nope. A couple of strikes into cause a little bit of separation. Not enough to get Stratton back in this contest. Well, a nice DDT. That will help. And quickly, Satomura has to go to the outside to pull herself up, try to create a little bit of separation. This time, Stratton will not follow to the ring apron. Instead, will drag her back inside the ring. That is what you call learning. That's what you look for in a young competitor. Can they learn from their mistakes earlier? And it looks like Stratton definitely did. After failing to take advantage on the apron the first time, she's able to deliver a nice move there to our women's champion. She has Satomura on the back foot. This is where you want to be. Instead, she's going to send her all the way to the outside again. Not sure if that was what I would have done if I'm Tiffany Stratton. You have the champ reeling inside the ring. Might as well take advantage of it there. Nonetheless, we spill to the outside again. That's allowed Miko to fire back with a couple of strikes and a nice suplex on the outside. That's got to hurt the lower back of Tiffany Stratton. Not sure if Daddy will be too happy about that. I don't think you can buy a credit card. Maybe you can get a chiropractor visit, but nonetheless, Satomura back inside the ring, just going to break the counts, look to do more damage on the outside, and this is where she gets dangerous. A couple of strikes, those stiff left kicks. Satomura very much dangerous in the striking game. She's starting to pick her opponent apart. Could be setting up for that final blow. Stratton not going to allow that to happen. Kicks that boot, or catches that boot, and connects with one of her own. A knee underneath the jaw. Satomura gets flung into the barricade. The ref up to a count of 5 now. They got 5 more seconds to get it back inside the ring. It's bouncing off of the barricade a couple of times. Ref up now to a count of 6, and Stratton returns the favor. Sends Satomura into the barricade. And another one for good measure. Ref up to a count of 7. You got to watch a count out here. Stratton's actually going to realize that, try to win by count out, but Satomura quickly will follow her back inside the ring. A little bit of trip there. That's allows Satomura now to get the upper hand. Could be thinking a Death Valley driver there. A Death Valley driver by the champ into the cover. Tiffany Stratton gets 2, and well, that's going to do it. The Death Valley driver puts Tiffany Stratton away, and it's a win here for Miko Satomura. Very hard-fought victory. But the NXT Women's Champion is back in the win column. Gets to celebrate. And hold on a second. Toxic Attraction is here. They're on the ring apron, or on the runway. Satomura wants them to get back inside the ring, but Toxic Attraction looks like they'll wait for another day. But come Halloween Havoc, there will be nowhere to run, as it'll be Miko Satomura and Mandy Rose one-on-one for the NXT Women's Championship. Also, the match that was just made official just moments ago. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez will defend the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships against the former champions, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan of Toxic Attraction. Non-title, but big stakes. Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough cannot stand each other. They'll go one-on-one. If McDonough wins, he gets Dragunov's title shot. But if Dragunov wins, McDonough has to leave NXT. A lot on the line to that one. And then we talked about earlier, NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Gallus and Imperium, the top 2 teams in NXT, will do battle again. And you want a grudge match. Grayson Waller versus the returning Johnny Gargano. Waller put Gargano out for months. Well, he's back. And Johnny Wrestling wants Waller and the North American Championship. And then, of course, our final one, Gunther versus Tyler Bate for the NXT Championship. They put on a 5-star classic in the past. I guarantee this is going to be a good one. And it's going to be our main event of Halloween Havoc. It's shaping up to be an excellent show. You won't want to miss it. But thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh.